All right, I'm gonna tell you how moving to Atlanta instantly changed my life. 5 ways, right? Number one, financially. Number two, knowing my own self worth. Number three, opportunities, right? It's so many different things to do here. Number four, networking. So many different people, very diverse people, very resourceful people you meet. And number five, I was able to elevate my content because of all of the above. So before I get into detail on how those changed my life, let's talk about why I moved in the first place. What's up, y'all? It's been a little while since I did a video like this, just sitting down face to face, like story time, whatever. It's been a little while. I've been doing a lot of vlogs and a lot of live streams and gaming streams, but I haven't done like a sit down yap session in a while. I got a new back setup. This gonna be my backdrop. I got some more stuff coming in and I'm ordering next week. But those are just updates about me and my channel. If you're new here or if you've been here and you haven't been here for a while, welcome back. So some of the reasons I moved is because I needed a new scenery, needed a new culture. I started outgrowing my environment like most people do, which you probably don't realize it, but once you do it, if anybody can help you tap into that, you definitely should seek other endeavors in different places, in different cities, and even different people, right? Changing your social circle. I wanted a better life. The older I got, the more aware I became of myself and what I could do. And I knew I could do more and be more, and I had to be somewhere where I could do that at. And Atlanta was the perfect place for that, being that I already had family there and I was familiar with it, right? It wasn't just a big gray area on the map. It had some green spots in it, and I wanted to explore more. I have family here in Atlanta, luckily, so I was able to call up my brothers, my auntie, my uncles, and say, "Hey, I'm coming. Like, I already got my plan. Like, this is what I'm coming to do. So, who can help me do what until I get to where I need to be?" And luckily, I was able to lean on family, which I think that just from what I view in my experiences, that we don't lean on that enough in our culture, right? We don't lean on family enough when it comes to that, or it isn't enough structure there or good relationships there with the family to be able to lean on them until you're able to get where you need to be, or just yourself, right? You're your own self way saying that, hey, I need to be here by this age, or I need to be this good by that age, or I need to have this amount of money by this age, but life be life. So that ain't always the case at all. The last reason I moved is, bro, I love Atlanta. Like, I hate the traffic. I hate the traffic. The more I've been here, I've become accustomed to it. I know how to get around it. I know when to go out, when not to go out. So I got over the traffic part, but I love the city. It's so engaging. I feel very inspired when I drive downtown and I see all the big buildings. I'm from a country town, like a small country town. I'm a country boy. Folks are here, so I'm the countryest person they ever met in their life, but I'm not, not even close to it. I know some people 30 times as country as I am, and they grew up in the same city I did. So, yeah, there's that. I love the buildings, the big, tall buildings, man. Just walking through the city, like, I still be gazing, like just gazing up at these huge buildings. The Westin, Georgia Power building, Piedmont building downtown. It's a lot of different buildings. I can't name all of them, but it's a lot. So the views of the city definitely is one of the big reasons why I moved here, because I like the way it looked. Yes, you're right. All right, so before we move on to how it changed my life instantly, just do a small recap over why I moved. I needed a new culture. I wanted a better life. I needed more diversity in my life. Very, very much opportunities here for someone of my age and someone with the passions and drive that I have, young, enthusiastic, willing to learn, ready to go get it, grinder, all that. Like if you have any of those qualities or those traits, like move to Atlanta. Like you will be just fine. People say it's too fast. It's not too fast. It's only too fast if you can adapt. And family. Family is the determining factor I moved to Atlanta. That was the determining factor. I was looking at other places, but I was like, I got family in Atlanta. Moved to Atlanta. Cool. Okay, so let's talk about how it changed my life instantly, right? So when I first moved to Atlanta, I was waiting to get hired on my full-time job. So part-time, I was cutting grass. And the market in the South for cutting grass is probably like 35, 40, maybe 50, maybe a pop for a yard. In Atlanta, it's $80 or better. Every yard is $80 or better, depending on the company you with and the rapport that the people have. Like I was working for a good guy. He's a solo guy. He like to do a lot of stuff on his own, so he has a relatively small crew. So it's either 1 or 2 people outside of himself. But man, talk about making bank. I was doing like 4 or 5 yards a day, and probably making like $220 to $300 a day. Like just doing that, like part time, like just doing that part time. And if we had a good day and we doing like 8, 9 yards, whatever, which we don't have to because we're doing bigger yards and mansions. So we're really taking our time on it, and it's time consuming because he likes to do good quality work. I do too as well, but you know, hey, time waits for no one. Slow man don't make no money. That's a lie. Slow man does make money. However, that's one way it changed my perspective in my life, because cutting grass for them gave me my own clientele, right? So even though I didn't have the setup and the tools and equipment, people would still reach out to me and say, hey, could you come cut my yard? Or he would let me borrow his truck and his equipment to go cut yards for myself, to make names for myself, right? Because I have a certificate in landscaping. I actually went to school to further my education in landscaping, because I grew up doing that. So it just was like, it was very natural to me. I just needed to know the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s behind it, right? The foundational things and all the legal matters. So I was able to learn that as soon as I got here, right? So boom, I already elevated one skill, one lifelong skill that I already had. I was able to elevate that instantly when I moved to Atlanta. However, the reason I did not continue to do this because it was very demanding on my body, and I was also working in a warehouse in the middle of the summer too, and doing this as well. So I had got sick, but not a regular sick. I was like sick of fatigue, so I had to eventually stop doing that, or I eventually slowed down. So I was only doing like 2 houses a day with him, or just only getting with him on my days off from my other job. So still was good. Like bang, bang, bang. And one day I will go into my landscaping career. You know, I'm always working on some stuff with that. Number 2, right? Self-worth and value. I'm going to be very transparent here. I don't want to come off a certain way, but I don't care because I'm going to be very transparent. This is for everybody who look in the mirror and does not see a golden, shining, bright star. I haven't always had the amount of confidence that I do, right? Not just in my skill, but in my looks, the way I talk, my character, the way I dress, everything. Like I haven't always had this confidence. It was built over time. It was built. Even as a kid, not always having like the best clothes or the best shoes or whatever. I always told myself that I dress simple to look good every day. That's what I used to do. I used to dress simple to look good every day because I didn't have a whole lot of different clothes, right? I probably had like 2 pair of pants that I wore. Like I hope my mama don't see this. Mama, you bought me some clothes, mama. You had some money to buy me some clothes. But I only wore like 2 pair of pants, 5 different shirts. So I had to switch it up, you know, mix and match every day. So, you know, I'm not looking like the flyest, right? I'm not wearing the new J's, the new Forces, all this shit. I ain't got that. right? And that was cool with me. I just rock what I had. We used to rock Chuck Taylors and all that. Looks, I have not always thought I looked good, but I never thought I was ugly. So I was just somewhere, I'm just like in a gray area, like in a dilemma with that. But as I grew, seasoned, and matured and started really investing in myself, take care of my body, coming up with school and routines, working out, and just becoming a man, right? It started to shift. But when I moved to Atlanta, let's just say up here, like the culture of how people greet you and compliment you is different, and tell people people tell you what you should be doing. Like I've had several people tell me like I should be modeling. Like I should be like, I have the face for modeling and everything, right? And that's something I always said I was gonna look into. I have several people telling me like I should be like a voice actor or something for somebody. Never thought about that. I always like kind of play around with that. So I don't look into that. But I will look into that. So that's just some different ways right there. Just the way I talk, just being a leader. People are able to see how good you really are in your own skills. You probably think you average, but the majority of the people, when you move and relocate and they see you like in that state where you at now, because you're used to the old you that grew into the new you. So it's hard to wrap your head around who you are in that moment right now because you're so used to all the baggage, right? But when you go somewhere and people like see you in that moment, like at whatever age you is and whatever, like you in the best shape of your life or whatever, and your vocabulary is on point and all that good stuff, they just start putting you on game with everything, right? So I had a couple of modeling agencies, I'm not gonna say they reached out to me, but a couple of people put me in touch with. I have not been to a tryout yet, but I will go. And when I go, I'm going to record it. I promise you I'm going to record it. So self-worth and value, landscaping. Like I didn't know how valuable I was as a landscaper until I started working there. And the price went up and people started calling me and say, hey, I like your work. I like the way you dress. I like the way you approach it. Like you dress like a professional, you walk like a professional, you talk like a professional, and you have good quality like a professional. We like that, and we're gonna pay for it, and we're gonna tip you for it too as well. So that showed me my worth in the landscaping field. And then just me being myself, it showed me my new things I could try out for as modeling maybe, or being a voice actor. And then we get into work. Work was different. So when I first started while working, I went straight to a warehouse, right? This is my second warehouse job, but it's my first real warehouse job, like Atlanta warehouses. So in the middle, like I said, in the middle of the summer, like I moved here in the spring, but like by the time I started working there, it was like hot. So, and it was only getting hotter. And I just hit it every day, man. Like I didn't know too many people up here. I used to just go to work and go home, just grind it out every day. Don't talk too much to people. I'm very personable though. Like we can always laugh and joke, but I never got into it too much. I step up, knock out things, do what they want to do, cleaning this. And the opportunity came up for a lead position. I took it. And they were more than happy to have me for a lead. So I kept on working. Like 6 months later, another opportunity came up for a supervisor position. Took that. So I applied for it, right, and auditioned, and I went through all the legal matters. But yeah, that's just something I didn't see. Not saying I didn't see myself as being a leader or a supervisor or a manager or a CEO of people, but just here it's different because when you go somewhere else and different people recognize that in you, then you really truly realize like this is who I am. Like this is who I am. Like this is what I do. So it builds your confidence even more when other people can see it and recognize it. It's undeniable, right? So along with that, right, that takes me back into the finance perspective. Imagine going from getting this every month to getting this every month, right? You see the difference. Right? So yeah, that's kind of what I went from. Working there, I'm not using real numbers for all you pocket watchers. I went like from making $10,000 a year to making like $45,000 a year. making the most money I ever have in my life. Probably making more money than some people in my family have ever made in a year, right? Not gonna say all together, but in a year, or ever at a position that they've had, and that just shows, you know, my growth and what I've earned this far. And boy, you got to thank God, God. You got to thank God, because you can't do it by yourself. And please don't think I did all this stuff by myself. I definitely have a support system, but a lot of the places you go on your road, your path, you have to lead the way. You have to lead the way. Like, you have to show people that they can actually believe and trust in you, and then they'll really start supporting you more. Cool. Opportunities. So obviously, I like to make videos. I like to travel, and I like to vlog. So with this being said, my job is a place that sends you to different cities and areas to travel. Now, you have seen me in Florida, you have seen me in Cincinnati, but what you didn't know is I was actually on a business trip when I was there. I just made the most of the opportunity of being in that city that I have to go do a travel vlog, or do a event, or do a destination. To check it off my list for my content, right? Or just being a tourist, just being a tourist. That's all I was doing mainly. But this gave me opportunities to really grow my content and take my content to other places, right? Another thing that gave me a different space is, before I moved, I didn't have time to really put into my content like that. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years now. When I first made my YouTube, I didn't exactly know the route I was gonna take. I know I want to do skits and sketches at one point in time. I can't really give you the timeline what led me into doing vlogs. I just decided to start doing it when I moved to Atlanta, right? Boom. So before I moved to Atlanta, I probably made like 45 videos. Since I moved to Atlanta, I have made like almost 200 videos, and that's with shorts and lives included. So it has went way up. I've been able to connect, network. I have 2 cameramen, right? I have 1 photographer. I have a real support system, like people reaching out to me every day saying, hey man, you need to upgrade your mic. Hey man, you need to go this place. Hey, you need to go that place. You know, or just checking in with me, say, hey, how you doing? Right? So it has elevated my content career as well too, which I don't like to call it content, because I don't see it as content. I see it as memories. Like, I'm making memories. I'm a vlogger. I'm making a video log. I'm making memories. I don't see it as content. I like this. I really do like doing this YouTube stuff. I have some very special things coming along the way, and it's December is gonna be fun, especially for people who like vlogmas and like to see vloggers. I'm gonna do a couple of story times with that too as well. Just be on the lookout, and whatever you see that you like, let me know. And just remember, sometimes you have to change the place. You know, change the scenery. You need a different smell. You need a different taste. You need somebody who looks at you. They don't see what you used to be. They see who you are. That's where you need to go. You need to go where people see who you are and not who you used to be. Wherever that is. It could be 30 minutes away. It could be 3 hours away. Or it could just be a trip away on the weekend. So here's what I suggest. You're looking for a change of scenery, a new city to live in. If you're looking for a change of scenery, if you're looking for a change of scenery or a new city to live in, take a trip there for the weekend. Take a 2-day, 3-day trip there, right, for the weekend. Get out in the community, see how you like it. Go to a local game. Go to a park. Go to a local event. Go downtown. Walk in one of the commissioner's building or something. You know, just check out the scenery. See how you accept it, or just see what it feels like to be there. How do you feel when you're there? How does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like you want to fly, or does it make you feel like you want to skate, or does it make you feel like you want to run? However it makes you feel. Moving to Atlanta changed my life instantly. It really did. And I consider that the second best move I've ever made in my life. Till next time, peeps.